News and political commentary. Airstrike in Lebanon. Video footage circulating online shows the aftermath of a powerful airstrike in Lebanon. Some reports claim it was one of the largest non-nuclear bombs used in recent history. According to reports, the strike hit an area where families were staying in tents. The Israeli government has said it targets militant groups, while critics argue that civilians, including women and children, have also been harmed. Some commentators have criticized major news organizations for giving limited attention to the incident, while outlets such as Al Jazeera have provided extensive coverage. They encourage people to share information so that more attention is given to the humanitarian impact of the conflict. October 7th and the Hannibal Directive. There has been renewed discussion online about the Israeli military's Hannibal Directive, a controversial military policy that has been widely debated for years. Some reports and commentators have claimed that Israeli military actions on October 7th may have contributed to Israeli casualties during the fighting. These claims remain the subject of ongoing investigations and debate, and different reports have reached different conclusions about what occurred. CERN shutdown. CERN is expected to shut down parts of its operations for an extended maintenance and upgrade period while work continues on future research facilities. Supporters say the upgrades will allow for more powerful scientific experiments in the future. Others have speculated about the timing of the shutdown alongside rapid developments in artificial intelligence, although there is no evidence that the two are connected. Religion and government. A recent policy report has recommended expanding the role of religion in public life and encouraging what it describes as an original understanding of the relationship between religion and government under the U.S. Constitution. Supporters argue this reflects the nation's historical traditions, while critics believe it could weaken the long-standing principle of separation between church and state. Donald Trump and citizenship. Following a Supreme Court decision involving birthright citizenship, President Donald Trump criticized the ruling and called on Congress to pass legislation addressing citizenship laws. The debate over birthright citizenship remains a major constitutional and political issue, with supporters and opponents offering sharply different interpretations of the 14th Amendment. Lebanon and Hezbollah. Discussions about southern Lebanon continue as fighting involving Hezbollah and Israel affects the region. Hezbollah is more than an armed group. It also operates political organizations, schools, clinics, and social service programs within parts of Lebanon. Because of its role in Lebanese society, many analysts say any long-term political solution will require addressing both the military and political aspects of the organization. Contacting your senators. Some advocacy groups are encouraging people who oppose recently passed legislation in the House of Representatives to contact their U.S. senators. They recommend calling your senators, expressing your views respectfully, and asking them to vote according to your concerns. They also encourage people to stay.
Washington, the Supreme Court on Tuesday ruled states can prohibit transgender athletes from competing on girls' and women's sports teams, a decision that delivers the latest setback for transgender rights. In two of the most closely watched cases of its term, the Supreme Court upheld laws from West Virginia and Idaho that restrict transgender athletes' participation in school sports. The cases are known as West Virginia v. BPJ and Little v. Hecox. Justice Brett Kavanaugh authored the opinion for the majority, writing that under Title IX, the landmark law that promotes equal opportunity in sports, and the Constitution's Equal Protection Clause, schools can base eligibility for women and girls' sports teams on biological sex. Consistent with Title IX and the Equal Protection Clause, we hold that the states may maintain women's and girls' sports for biological females. They may determine eligibility for women's and girls' sports based on biological sex, Kavanaugh wrote. The Constitution and Title IX do not require an overhaul of women's and girls' sports throughout America. The three liberal justices dissented from the majority's finding. The Supreme Court's rejection of President Donald Trump's attempt to limit birthright citizenship on June 30th also fueled a dispute between the court's two black justices in dueling written opinions. Justice Clarence Thomas, appointed by Republican President George H.W. Bush, and Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, appointed by Democratic President Joe Biden, differed sharply on aspects of the case's key question: whether the Constitution's 14th Amendment ensured citizenship for everyone born in the United States. The case stemmed from Trump's order that federal agencies not recognize the citizenship of babies born in the United States if they do not have at least one parent who is an American citizen or lawful permanent resident. Expectant parents, immigrant rights groups, and 22 state attorneys general sued to challenge the order. Start the day smarter. Get all the news you need in your inbox each morning. The majority 6-3 decision found that Trump cannot change the definition of how the constitutional guarantee had historically been understood, and that children born to parents who are unlawfully or temporarily in the United States still satisfy the citizenship clause of Social media is going wild with rumors that Swift and Kelsey could be getting married at MSG this week. While nothing has been confirmed by Swift or Kelsey, the logistics honestly seem perfect, from security to capacity. Madison Square Garden has a lot to offer for the pop superstar and her beau. According to its website, MSG can host more than just concerts or sporting events, with weddings among the private events it has hosted in the past. More, can you actually tour Taylor Swift's rumored wedding venue? Or Kelsey, the logistics honestly seem perfect, from security to capacity. Madison Square Garden has a lot to offer for the pop superstar and her beau. According to its website, MSG can host more than just concerts or sporting events, with weddings among the private events it has hosted in the past. More, can you actually tour Taylor Swift's rumored wedding venue? LeBron James is no longer a Los Angeles Laker. The 22-time NBA All-Star and 4-time champion has decided to test the free agency market instead of signing a new contract with the Lakers, the organization he spent the previous 8 seasons with. Now the sweepstakes begin again. It's the decision.